anyways, what I was saying, and hopefully you'll be able to get more updates on this in the relatively near future.
Yeah.
I went to go view a house today, which was pretty crazy.
Okay.
So I'm hoping like mid-year 2025, obviously God willing, I will be moving out, flying the nest, gone, out of here.
Wow.
Still to Derby. So like nowhere, not a million miles away. It's like 10 minutes drive from here. But yeah, man, it was just cool. It was really, really cool. And I've been like pretty nervous about it, but like I've just checked it out. It's the first like proper house viewing I've done,
Yeah.
I'd say. Like I have been to one or maybe two others, but I felt this one, my headspace was in the right kind of area. So yeah, anyways, hopefully I'll be able to give you updates on that pretty soon.
Sweet,
but,
man.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
exciting stuff, man. Exciting stuff. So
what kind of house are we looking at? Like 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom?
yeah, kind of like your classic 2 up, 2 down. So there's like, so upstairs there's like a bedroom and there's like a lovely bathroom that was done recently. So it's got like a walk-in shower, bath. There's a loft space upstairs. Downstairs is kind of like a kitchen, lounge. The kitchen and the and like the dining room are kind of like one room.
Yeah.
And then it goes out into the back where there's like a lovely little garden, like a good little stretch, good little bit of green. And then there's this like outdoor cabin, kind of like an outhouse that has been made that's for like a little gym space and as well for like a little work area.
Sweet.
So yeah, honestly, like just really dope, honestly.
like a
like
little
it's so cool.
Studio out there or something?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So like really, really nice. And yeah, like, you know, it's like, I mean, it's within budget. I asked the guy at the end, he said, yeah, there's a little bit of wiggle room. We got on really well, really. So, yeah, hopefully I'll be able to give you some more updates on that soon. But yeah, stay tuned, stay locked in because
Very
hopefully
exciting.
That'll be something that will be happening in the near future. So look, we'll wait and see.
Nice. That's awesome.
Welcome back to the SpewnedIt Podcast.
Well, on a separate note here, as you may have noticed, we are celebrating, for the second time actually, Spewndmas here on the show. Merry Spewndmas to you all.
I was really hoping you weren't going to go with that. You know what? I'm gutted. I both of my Christmas jumpers are at work, and I made a mental note on the Friday. So we're recording this on a Saturday. On the Friday yesterday to bring it home, and I've also got a Darth Vader one, which is mad. So that makes me feel even worse that I didn't bring it. However, I've got it's not a Christmas beanie, but I've got a beanie on.
Hey, man.
And if you've been following SpewnedIt for any amount of time, you'll know I don't usually wear beanies.
Yeah.
So this is like, I'm dressing up for you.
It's
I guess
a
is what I'm saying.
Spewndmas
So,
beanie.
like, it's a Spewndmas beanie and a Spewndmas jumper. Like, do you know what I mean? We're doing the most. We're doing the most on SpewnedIt at the moment.
Pretty much.
So, gents, look, happy Christmas for whenever we do get this out.
Happy Christmas to you as well. Yes, Merry
This
Christmas
has been
indeed.
one of the many SpewnedIts that have like existed over, one of the Christmases that has been happening during the existence of Christmas. I feel like there's been, I don't know, probably at least like 5 maybe Christmases that have taken place while SpewnedIt has been going on. Would you say that's accurate?
I think that I want to say maybe this is the 4th, because I think we started like after, because we definitely 2020.
What, so like
21,
after
22,
Christmas?
23,
What,
24.
so
Oh,
we
wait, no,
started
you're
in
right. 5.
21.
No, you're right. No, it is 5. It is 5. Yeah, that's crazy. I think we've only recorded one specific Christmas special though previously, and we did take a look at that
2 years ago, so that would have been 23.
Yeah, we were young, we were bright-eyed, but it was cool. It was good. We talked a little bit about some Christmas songs, some Christmas films as well. Speaking of those, have you already started watching Christmas movies, listening to Christmas music? Is that
No. So we're recording this to kind of like I guess you could say this is early December, right? I guess you could still class it as that.
Sure.
And I still have not begun.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's because I'm working up till Christmas Eve, and so I think maybe that's part of it that I'm not really switching off until that point.
Oh man.
So maybe that's why I haven't we only got our Christmas decorations up just a couple days ago. Again, early December. So
that's
I think
typical.
It's probably going to begin from now. I'd like to say maybe like over the next couple weekends is when we're going to get it.
Yeah.
When we're going to get it popping. What about you though? Have you started the Christmas films?
Yeah. I mean, in America, we've got Thanksgiving, right? So that comes the fourth Thursday of November every year. This year, it was, I think, the latest it could possibly be. Like, Thanksgiving was the 30th or the 31st. It was very late. Usually it's around the 25th, 27th, roughly, right? So often for folks, that's the kind of... We move from, like, Halloween to Thanksgiving, and then after Thanksgiving... You know, you get your tree set up, you get your decorations going. Yeah. So it's kind of a nice, it segments the holiday season nicely because you've got, you know, Thanksgiving and there's not really a lot of decorations per se, but you're kind of still in the fall mood. Maybe you've got a pumpkin out or some kind of, you know, something like that. Get your turkey pictures up and whatnot. But after that day, you kind of take all that down, start getting out the garlands, getting out the wreaths, getting your Christmas tree, your lights, all that stuff. Although I will say this year... Having my second Christmas now, being married, but first Christmas in our own place now. We actually started decorating even before Thanksgiving, and the reason why was kind of twofold. One, because my wife B is from Argentina, so she doesn't have Thanksgiving, so she just was like, let's just do it. Although she said they don't even usually decorate until like December 9th or 7th or something. There's some special day they do.
Wow.
But... So we started early, and the other reason was because at Target, which is department store. Do you guys have Target? Surely.
No, we do not. No.
Oh, that's crazy.
No Target.
I just imagine it, this international entity. Anyway, department store, you know, it's got food, games, toys, clothes, everything. And
everything.
They like before Thanksgiving. I want to think they were like getting rid of previous year's stock or something because they literally had all of their Christmas decorations half off, like 50%.
Whoa!
Lights, trees, ornaments, like everything. So we just like pulled the trigger, got a tree, got lights, got some stuff. Yeah, it was like, and now they're normal price again. So it was weird. I have to imagine that like it was old stock or I have no idea. It was strange. But we appreciate a bargain around here. So. Yeah, we have been decorated for quite a while. I used to be a very staunch Christmas music was only for after Thanksgiving, but this year I've kind of relented and I was like, you know what? If we want to listen to it a little bit longer, that's fine.
Wow.
So
what's a pre-Thanksgiving?
Pre-Thanksgiving, we did start with Christmas tunes,
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess to be fair, is Thanksgiving music a thing in the US? Like, is there like, will people have their Thanksgiving playlists?
I mean, less of a thing. Not really. No, I just played Christmas music on Thanksgiving. Like, I just had it going in the background, which I think is not too uncommon for people. But the other thing is, I mean, there's only so many Christmas songs, you know? Like, it's one season out of a year.
Yeah.
So once you've heard the rotation a couple times, I feel like you're not dying to... Yeah. I mean, I will say, to my credit, I did keep up, like, 8 or 9 hours of Christmas music, and at the end I was getting a little desperate, so I just went to like Christmas piano instrumentals and just like stole a bunch and added that to the queue. But I did manage to find, nice. Of course we're getting the same song by different people, but I think that, I mean, it kind of qualifies as a different song at that point because they always put their own little spin on it, you know. So
they always try to mix it up,
But I had a pretty diverse range, and I mean, it was kind of fun too because I was having to dig a little bit deeper in the playlist than I usually do. So I was hearing stuff I hadn't heard before, so that's always fun.
Well, I've got a Christmas playlist that I found, and that I'll check how long that is now on my Spotify. That is it's not going to tell me now, is it? No, of course it's not going to tell me. Oh no, here it is. That is 4 hours 15 minutes long. Nice. 74 songs.
Yeah.
So like 4 and 15.
Yeah.
I guess that's not too bad. Like you'll play that. Maybe like twice in a day.
Yeah.
If you've just got it on repeat, shuffle, and just keep it going.
Yeah.
Which isn't too bad, I'd like to say. I feel like there's enough in there, and there's only a few little double ups. Now look, we are going to be talking about Christmas music slightly later on, gents, because there's a little game that we're going to be playing.
Indeed.
And actually, if you're listening to this or watching this, well, firstly, thank you, but secondly, play along. But before we get into that, right, obviously, we're chatting about different traditions here. And I think one of the things that we do love on this show, and we do love to talk about, is food. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
So can we talk about, like, Christmas food traditions and maybe some of the things that are, like, essentials, maybe some of the things that are taboo? I feel like we could go through, like, the entire course, but I kind of want to pick up some, I don't know, like, some particulars. So
Sure.
I think like I'll get started here. One of like the dishes I guess that you need to have, like it's almost like you're not doing Christmas right if you don't have this, is pigs in blankets, right? So sausages wrapped in bacon, fried, and just you need them en masse, because if you don't have at least a quantity of like 6 to every person around the table, then you haven't got enough. They usually, in fairness, they usually do them with mini sausages so that they're kind of like bite size, dangerously good. But yeah, basically, if you don't have pigs in blankets in the UK for Christmas dinner, just leave it for next year. Don't even bother. Like, actually, don't even bother. It's crazy. Awesome. The market on them is outrageous. So yeah, I want to throw this your way now. What's kind of like a Christmas must-have in the meal?
Yeah, before I say that, can I ask, is pigs in blankets, is that a pre-dinner kind of appetizer? You've got the platters going around before everyone sits down, or is that at the table?
No, I hear you.
And you're dishing it up.
That's at the table on the plate. That's on the plate.
Okay.
Yeah. However, no one's going to complain if they're
you
just
passing
on
them around. Sure.
24/7 Christmas Day. Do you know what I mean? Like they're the kind of thing, because I mean they're a great appetizer.
Oh yeah, and it's finger food too.
Like you have them on and it's finger food. So you have them on cocktail sticks. Just boom.
Oh nice.
You have 10 straight away. But yeah, usually they'd be on the plate. Yeah.
And are you dipping that in anything, or you're having it straight? No sauce.
I mean, you could do.
Is it common, or is it not? It's just more of a grab and go.
When you say sauce, are you thinking of like
ranch, barbecue,
ketchup,
anything? I put it on everything.
Those kind of sauces are, I think, in the UK are relatively taboo during Christmas, because you kind of take it up a notch. So you're definitely going to have some gravy. Often that will be made like from the stock of the turkey or the beef or the goose, whatever you've got, really. That will be often taken from that. You'll always have like a bread sauce as well, which is great.
Right.
You'll have like cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
You'll have like red currant jelly, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the homemade gravy and the bread sauce, because you've got those, you wouldn't really venture out to like your classic, your basic sauces for something like that. It's almost like too much of an occasion to go into that side of things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Stay away from the common sauces. Okay.
Stay away from the
this has been eye-opening. I will say I was not expecting pigs in blanket to start out as a Christmas must at all. So I'm being educated,
list,
and I hope our listeners are as well. So now I'm curious about this one, because I feel like there's a strong potential that like it may not even be a thing. So we've got a holiday drink that is non-alcoholic, but it is a staple, and I will say it's a staple of Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's. So the three major winter holidays.
This is a heavy hitter.
And that's almost the only time you would have it. Maybe Easter, but those are like almost the only times that you would even really think about buying this drink. And it's called Martinelli's, and it's essentially just a non-alcoholic, again, apple cider, and it's just like a sparkling apple juice, basically. But they've also got different flavors, like they've got cranberry apple, they've got grape, they've got white grape or something like that. They have a few different varieties, but the classic is just a sparkling apple, and it comes in kind of a fancy looking, almost like a champagne type of jar with like the foil and everything. Okay. So it feels a bit like an event. You've unwrapped it, you've got the cap and everything.
You pop in it,
and it's a bubbly, and you kind of pour it into like your nice glasses and whatnot. But it's a staple, and everyone loves it. So you'll around my house, if you don't have 3, 4, nobody's gonna be satisfied, because I mean I think it's like it's probably a 750 milliliter bottle, but it goes quick. It goes quick.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Never heard of that before.
That's crazy.
Never. Like, can you clarify just for me and for our SpewnedIt family on this side of the pond,
right?
So apple cider, because here cider is alcoholic, but apple cider in the US isn't necessarily. Does apple cider just mean it's sparkling?
No, not even. I think apple cider more. I'm guessing a little bit here, because we have like 3 varieties. We've got cider, which if you say cider, that's typically an alcoholic drink. Could be often apple, sometimes other flavors. If you say apple cider, a lot of times depending on the context, you're referring to a hot drink that's like you'd have hot cocoa and apple cider. And it'd be like your two hot drink options. And so it's like a hot apple juice, basically, but also like with a little bit of maybe spices, like think nutmeg, cinnamon type vibes. So it's kind of a cozy drink. It is. It's quite good. It's quite good. Yeah. I'm a fan. And then you'll also have Martinelli's, which is, I think you would classify it as a cider. I think, but it's basically just an apple soda in the end. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, interesting. Yeah, the closest thing I can think to that in the UK, where it's like something that is non or low alcoholic, is what we call Bucks Fizz, which is like orange juice and champagne, or orange juice and Prosecco, or orange juice and like sparkling, like non-alcoholic wine, really. And so that is a certified classic. Like you can eat, and so like, you know, it's slightly good because it's, you know, it feels a bit healthier because you got orange juice, and it's a bit more like low key because it's not just champagne. And so you might have like Bucks Fizz with breakfast on like Christmas morning because it's just like it's loose, and you'd have the one, you'd do a cheers, and then you'd wait like the rest of the day until until dinner. But it's just kind of like exactly.
Is that not just a mimosa?
For that day.
Is that not a mimosa?
Oh yeah. I guess it is. But like we don't.
You don't call it that.
We wouldn't call it that. We'd call it Bucks Fizz.
Does Bucks Fizz? Does that just mean any brand orange juice with a champagne? That's just called Bucks Fizz.
Yeah. You
Interesting.
That's kind of the generic name rather of just like Bucks Fizz. You know, okay, it's champagne and orange juice.
And you'd have that with maybe Christmas breakfast,
like a classic drink,
or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just, I mean, to be fair, you could have it all throughout the day.
Yeah, right.
But it's also kind of like it's a nice thing to get started with. Just to give you a bit of a buzz.
Get
early
your pre-game going.
Just say, look, we started early.
When the kids are open presents,
7 a.m. Good news, yeah. Get the Bucks Fizz open. That's kind of the closest thing that I can think in terms of like a drink classic alternative.
Wow.
That, like when you're at a Christmas, when you're going somewhere for Christmas, or if you're celebrating Christmas, if Bucks Fizz isn't there as like an option, it's going to be a bit like, okay.
Oh, so it's not a real party then.
Like, what do you mean there's no Bucks Fizz, Jensen?
Yikes, I thought this was a Christmas party.
Yeah, we're going to go next door, actually, to Janet's, where they've got Bucks Fizz. So, you know, you're kind of like, you're not going to... It would ruffle feathers, I think. Is probably the best way to say. You know, people will stick around, but like you're going to be the.
They're not going to be happy about it. No.
They're not going to be happy about it. Like you said before, if there's not 4 bottles of Martinelli's, the people aren't satisfied, and that's what it is. Give the people what they want, and the people want Bucks Fizz.
That's crazy. Could I? While we're on the drink tangent, can I just ask about eggnog? Eggnog's surely right.
I mean,
maybe.
I think it's a bit more traditional, old school here. It's less like if it's not there, people aren't going to cry about it. Do you know what I mean? Like
because it's more of an acquired taste, or like
it's much more of an acquired taste.
Okay.
Do you guys do mulled wine?
Yeah. I think.
Okay, good.
Yes.
You.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I've never made it myself, but I multiple.
Wine's a classic.
Yeah, no, it's common, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, that's a good one.
Okay, good. No, it's nice. I'm glad that we can connect on that.
Wow, I'm learning so much. This has been such a great. I want to talk more. Okay, you're up. Let's do maybe one more each.
Should we go to dessert then?
Yeah.
So I mean,
or just
I'm just trying.
whatever.
I'm trying to think.
You don't have to narrow it down.
I'm trying
to
think
just
where to go on this. Yeah, so to be fair, obviously you got to have a Christmas pudding. That's got to be there.
Okay.
For Christmas
describe
Day.
me a Christmas pudding. What does that entail?
Flip the bed. Where do I even begin? There's so much going on in a Christmas pudding. I may need to just to Google it quickly so I don't actually botch the actual description. Okay, here we go. According to Wikipedia, Christmas pudding is a sweet, dried fruit pudding served as part of Christmas dinner in Britain and other countries.
Consistency
main ingredients,
of
breadcrumbs, dried fruit, sugar, treacle, suet, and spices.
So what's the consistency we're talking about here? Is it actually
because it's kind of like a moist cake
okay
type thing.
Okay.
So it's
we're not talking about like a vanilla pudding that I would think of. That's not it.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, to be fair, pudding's an interesting word, but I guess if you did Christmas cake...
Yeah, no, it's different. It's different for you guys.
And
that's why I wanted you to describe, because I knew that.
Yeah,
but,
so it's quite dense. It's often been sitting for like days and days and days, and what the classic is that it's drowned in like what's the liqueur called? What's the one that's flammable? What's about like alcoholic drinks that are flammable?
I mean,
people are going to be shouting at me right now.
I mean, alcohol.
Anyways,
in
it's like, yeah, it's true. There's one in particular.
Huh.
Okay. Anyways, so what it'll be like drenched in this stuff, loads, and then I kind of left for a day, and it'll be the same tomorrow. Boom, but so like. It's very rich, often had with cream or like brandy butter.
Brandy.
That kind of thing.
Is what this says here.
Yes, brandy. That's the one I was after. So just flipping chuck it all on. It's great.
Okay.
So yeah, so
you've got that.
That's a classic.
And your Bucks Fizz, and you're just having a good time.
Poof, and everyone's happy to be there. So and then I guess another thing as well. So like obviously mince pies are an essential, but that's just kind of like throughout the course of December.
And mince pies
from
is
December the
minced
1st,
meat.
Mince pies are everywhere. Yeah, so that's meat in a pastry. No, I'm joking. So mince pies are like because okay, well, you know what mince pies are. So
I actually do want you to describe it though, because it's not a common thing.
Okay.
Here. So that was a real question.
So,
I wasn't just asking you to say like as an exotic food, because it's not a thing here really. I know. I'm
at all. That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
No, it's
like
not.
if you took away mince pies from like a UK Christmas, people would riot. People would flood the streets in droves, saying that I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
So so again, I'm going to Wikipedia again. Mince pie is a sweet pie of English origin filled with mince meat, but it's not like your classic mince meat. This is a mixture of fruit, spices, and again, suet, which is like this. I don't even know how do you describe suet. Anyways, it's like it's lovely. It's kind of like this fruit and like this little mixture spices. They're lovely. It's got this sweet pastry on the outside, incredibly Moorish.
So is it like a sweet and savory kind of meat in the middle type of deal, or is it more one than the other?
No, so it's all sweet. So all the dried fruit will be like nice and sweet and good.
Okay.
It's definitely this is definitely on the pudding side of things. It's definitely a sweet dish.
Wow.
I think those two are probably the essentials. But like an English trifle is also a bit of a classic to have, which is like all these layers of just goodness. What is it? It's like cream, custard, jelly, and
cake.
No, jelly and biscuits, and then
fruit somehow. No, I don't know.
Yeah, and then the fruit at the bottom, I think.
Yeah, we do one where it's like whipped cream, pudding, fruit, and then a which cake is it? Angel food cake. It's like a very spongy, kind of moist, and then we put that down. Then we just repeat. Yeah.
Yeah, yum.
Yeah, but similar idea.
Okay, that's good.
Wow.
Okay, so what about dessert in the US then? Like, what would be a classic like dessert style thing? I feel like this is where we might like be worlds apart, which is kind of beautiful. But
for us, I'm trying to think of what a classic. I mean, it's a classic American. I would say apple pie. In particular, my family.
Strong.
I wouldn't say necessarily every single family, because I think pies can be quite divisive. Some people don't like the texture of like a moist fruit. They want their apples to be crispy or nothing. But I mean, apple pies, pumpkin pies. I think those two are quite common, especially Thanksgiving, but also Christmas. I'm trying to think if there's any other really Christmas specific dessert. And it's not coming to mind. Yeah, my grandma used to make an apple pie every year. It was kind of her famous dish that she would have. Yeah, wow. I would say apple pie. Apple pie, at least in my family, and I think fairly common, depending on what people like and what people don't like.
Yeah. How much gravitas would you say there is like around the Christmas dinner meal? Like, how much prep goes into it? How much like emphasis is there on that meal?
A fair bit. I mean, I guess it depends, right? So a lot of times we'll do the Christmas Eve dinner. That'll be the one. It almost sometimes it used to depend on kind of who we were hosting and when people were getting together. Because obviously you want to have the big meal when you get the most people. I'm not quite sure what we'll do this year because we're actually flying out Christmas Day to go visit Brev and Ann's and their new child in Virginia.
Podcast. Wow.
So I think we'll kind of celebrate family Christmas a couple days after. So maybe then we'll do our big meal, but I'm not quite sure. Yeah, but I think a lot of times for us we will do like a Christmas, almost like a brunch, and it'll be a lot of kind of like quiche and some pastries, maybe some like sticky cinnamon buns or something like that. Always a good like big ham. We're big ham fans and are like a honeyed ham.
You're a ham fan.
Yeah.
Nice.
Another dessert I just remembered: Christmas cookies, like sugar cookies with like a buttercream frosting on them. You can make it into shapes and whatnot. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
But that's kind of
not here.
To be honest, that's an all-season thing. We'll just make a batch and then they'll sit there until inevitably somebody will simmer down, rinse and repeat.
Yeah,
but
I used to love like obviously this is going way back to Uganda days, but like whenever you guys had like bacon stuff going on at yours or like or the Britons as well.
Oh yeah.
Like good times. Good
that was great.
Times. Wow.
Man, I'm feeling hungry.
So like it's I'm starving. So like so obviously it is a big thing, but it's not like. Is it almost like, is it considered the main event to any degree, like of the day?
I would say so, yeah. I would say so. Because, there was a lot of prep. You've got whatever meat you've got cooking for a long time. Thanksgiving and Christmas are the 2 times of year we'll typically have a turkey if we do that. So that's kind of an all-day thing. You've got the burners going. Wow. There's casseroles. There's... Thanksgiving and Christmas share a lot of the same foods for us. So it's like staples include like mashed potatoes, your turkeys, your hams, some kind of roll, maybe a Hawaiian roll or a dinner roll. Cranberry sauce is a must.
What's
gravy.
A Hawaiian roll?
It's kind of like a sweet roll. It's pretty moist. You get them at the store. It's just like called Hawaiian roll, but it's like a sweet. It's almost like a little more yellowish in color.
What these things where it's in like a swirl and there's like a bit of jam? No,
it's more of a square and they all come like together in one thing and then you kind of pull them apart. I don't know how better to describe them. I can send you a picture.
No, I have no clue what you're saying. Wow, okay.
It's just a sheet of rolls, but they're all attached in a square. And you've got a 4x3, so you've got 12, and they're about that big.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dope. Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
They're tasty. They're good.
Wow. Cool. That sounds great. Yeah. Man, I'm learning so much. This is incredible. I think like just quickly off the back of just what you said, I think like it's funny because in the UK, like Christmas dinner is Christmas dinner. Do you know, like it's like the thing.
Right.
You'd often usually have it as well, like as kind of like a like in between lunch and dinner. There's been stuff all day, so you get up early, presents, cooking. You might go to church, but like cooking.
Yeah.
And you are flipping on it all day. There's loads of food and drink just happening like around the house during that time. But then you get together and it's like we're here to demolish this food, and then everyone's gonna sit in a food coma for the next couple of days.
Right.
And there's always loads of good TV on at Christmas. There's like this year is crazy. They're doing like a Doctor Who special. A Wallace and Gromit new film is coming out on Christmas Day.
Really?
Like,
cool.
Yeah, it's just crazy good stuff. So like I was talking about it recently actually, where like they will release like the Christmas schedule, and it's so cool. So yeah, like honestly, like Christmas Day is massive here, man, and in particular the Christmas meal. That is like, everyone's doing something, everyone's getting their hands dirty, and you're either cooking or cleaning up and hosting. And that's often what I'm kind of doing. Like I'll chat to people, I'll make sure people are like have drinks and everything's clean. And then my mum just like shout out to my mum, just like powers through like a beast in the kitchen on Christmas Day. It's
Nice.
inspiring to see her in that
Oh, yeah.
headspace because
Always.
she bosses it, man. Proper girl boss vibes. Yeah, I love it. Okay, look, we're gonna have to bring this back. Maybe even like next year we'll talk a little bit more and like we can I don't know, we can chat a bit more about that. But
No, that
Jens,
was
I
great.
mentioned there was this thing that we were gonna be doing before because you had an idea for a little game, and I was wondering if you could just kind of run us through that real quick. How is this gonna work? And what can we expect? What have you got as an idea for this?
Yeah, so I just want to Christmas songs we talked about earlier. There's so many, and there's so many different versions, and there's just countless, right? So I wanted to take a few classics that some new, some old, and we'll just pitch them to each other. And what I wanted to hear from you, and you'll hear from me, is if we're gonna rate them. We're gonna rate them underrated, overrated, or properly rated. Basically, just meaning, do we think this song does not get the attention it deserves? It's underrated. Do we think it's overplayed?
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but perhaps a little bit too much out there.
Much hype.
Overrated,
Yeah.
right? Too much hype.
Yeah.
Or right amount of hype, properly rated. It's where it needs to be, and people recognize it for what it is. So that's all we're gonna do. We've each picked a couple different songs, and I think I'll start, and then I'll hear from you and then I'll just respond, and we'll see if we're still friends at the end of this. Okay?
That's basically what we're going to find out. And wherever you're listening to this or watching this, then make sure you're playing along and see if you're going to be friends with either of us by the end of it as well. Okay, so are you going to start? Are you going to throw one my way?
I'm gonna stick to you. This is a classic. This is a classic. It goes way back. Tons of different versions. One that I've been listening to this Christmas season that I've been enjoying is the For King and Country version, and I've got Angels We Have Heard on High.
Oof.
Classic song. Incredible chorus, great choir song. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with it. I'm gonna go with properly rated. I think it's good. I don't think it's one of the best up there. I think it's a certified classic, but I wouldn't go as far as saying that it is underrated. I think it is given the credit it deserves. It is a staple of the Christmas playlist. And I think it is, I think it's at a good kind of level right now, where I think it is quite easy for Christmas songs to dance into one of those two stages of underrated or overrated. I don't think either is a good place. You want to be properly rated, and I think that's where this first song from you, gents, fits into quite nicely. Yeah.
I would agree with you 100%. I think, like you said, I don't think it's overplayed. I don't think it's underplayed. For me, lately, it's just that chorus of "Glow." It's just been hitting, right? And when you've got a great choir or even just somebody with the right voice singing that, just, it gets me in my Christmas spirit. So I think we've nailed that one. Still friends for now. Joel, what have you got for me?
That's a good start. Okay, we're gonna be and again, this is another classic. All of these have been done by various people. The one that I saw was by Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's done about 75 million versions of every Christmas song, but this one is one that I kind of seem to fall in and out of love with, and it's called "It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas."
Yes.
What do you think, gents? Go for it.
Another certified classic, this time more modern era, I would say. I don't know when the original release was, but I imagine within the last 25 or so years. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Man,
it's really
it's so hard.
So hard, actually.
And I'm trying not to make enemies here, but I do think slightly overrated. And I don't mean to say that it's a bad song. As I said, it is a classic. But I think it would be difficult around here to walk through a mall or a department store for about 15 minutes and not hear this song in particular. And I think that's tough because there's such a variety of Christmas songs out there, and it hurts me to say it, and I'm sorry to my wife, B, because she loves Michael Bublé. He's also married to an Argentinian. No. So I hope you don't get to this point in the episode. We're a little deep, so it's possible she might not. But I'm going to say slightly overrated. It's a hot take, I know. And I'll send the comments my way. Joel, how am I doing?
I'm going to be honest, gents. As soon as I said this, I felt like I had an idea, but as soon as I mentioned the song, I kind of had to throw it out the window. I'm going to be honest, I think I have to agree with you. because I love this song, and it's one of the songs that like it warms my heart, and I do love it, and it's one that I find very easy to sing along to. As you're walking about. I was out earlier on today, and in a bit of just a like a tongue-in-cheek kind of way of just like, it was raining, obviously, because we're in England.
Right.
And I just started singing that because I just thought it's just kind of funny. But like it's just that easy to catch along with. However, there are so many versions, and I think it's just given a bit too much of a bump. I just need it to be humbled just a little, and then it will be in that perfect. I don't think it's massively overrated.
No,
but I think it is just overrated. It's just over that threshold. So, actually, gents, I'm gonna have to agree with you. So, there you go. Wow. Oof. Okay, back to you now.
Back to me.
Away.
I'm gonna stay in the less modern classics here for just a moment.
Old school.
And another song that's been covered by a number of people over the years. And this one, I'll say it and then I'll let you rate it and then we'll talk about it. Mary, Did You Know? I've been listening lately to the CeeLo Green version because I like the way he sings it. But it's been sung by many folks.
It has. I think one of the most memorable ones for this, and a friend of mine that I work with, she's going to be overjoyed that I'm even mentioning them. But Pentatonics, they've done a pretty epic version of this.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna go overrated on this one. Yeah, I think so. I think it's nice and it's good. And it's kind of, it kind of hits you a bit in the feels, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's almost trying too hard. Like it's trying to grab my attention too much. I think a Christmas song I just want to have in the background that I can just bop to, and that can it finds its way into my ears without me really knowing. Where this one I feel is like, it's like, Joel, listen to me, listen to what I'm saying. And I'm just like, yo, just chill. Let me have my Bucks Fizz. I think it's a bit much. Again, not like So I'm gonna go overrated. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
And for the first time, we disagree. For me, this is like possibly my favorite Christmas song, and I think the reason why is the exact reason that you say it's overrated. I think I greatly appreciate songs that allow whoever's singing them to show off vocally, and this is absolutely one of those. If you have somebody with the right voice, they can go to town, which I think is awesome, and I love hearing talented people do what they do. So I don't know if I would go so far as to say it's underrated, because it is very popular, and like you said, the Pentatonics version in particular is quite widely played. But I think this is a properly rated song for me, and I like it a lot. But I respect your decision, and I think we can move forward in peace. But I know what you're saying. You're not saying out of hate, but you have a different particular what you're looking for in a Christmas song, which is completely valid. And I see where you're coming from. And this this next one you've got is I would say a perfect example of what you're looking for in a Christmas song. So take it away.
So the next one I've got, I think we probably know where this one's gonna go. Is Last Christmas by Wham. It's at the top of just about every Christmas playlist. It's either that or the classic Mariah Carey. It's one of those two that's going to take that top spot in every single Christmas playlist. I don't think you can go through Christmas without having heard it. So, gents, what do you think about Wham's Last Christmas?
I'm not going to say too much about this one. I think it's an earworm, 100%. It'll get stuck in your head for days.
Yep.
I think it has a deserving spot on those playlists. I think it's properly rated. I think it is played a lot, deservedly so. It's not asking for too much from you. It's just that's it. Properly rated. Last Christmas.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, no, I think we can move on from this swiftly. I think it's properly rated as well. I think it's very widely played, but there's a reason it's so widely played. It is a certified banger. This is something that is I think this song is going to be around for absolutely ages, and I think it's going to be one of the Christmas songs that we're listening to now that is going to take the longest to kick the bucket and finally leave the playlist in however many years' time. I think it's going to be around for a while. But yeah, I think it would be harsh to call it overrated, and I don't think it's physically possible for this song to be underrated, because I don't know where else it would go. So yeah, no, fair play. We agree on that one. That was nice. Yeah, just bringing us back to that connection.
Yep.
Okay, gents, back over to you now.
Back over to me. We're 3 for 4 so far on agreeing. This one is interesting. From some folks closer to your home than mine, we've got Christmas Baby Please Come Home by U2. It's got a couple covers. Oof. The original, I think, is the best. But thoughts on Christmas Baby Please Come Home?
Yeah, well, I had to listen to this again, to be honest, because it was basically what I hadn't heard it in quite a while. But I just think, like, to hear Bono just go for it on this is beautiful. I don't think it's played enough, so I'm going to go underrated.
I think I'd have to agree. I think it is a song that kind of has the same sort of energy as Last Christmas for me. It's not asking too much from you. He does get to flex those vocal muscles a little bit, and it's also just got a great melody, great chorus, and this one can get stuck in my head for days at a time as well, which I think is kind of a hallmark of a classic Christmas song. If you ask me, you've got to have that kind of catchy bit. If it's the chorus, if it's a verse, if it's just the melody itself, you've got to have something in there that just kind of burrows into your ear and sticks there for a while. So I think I definitely agree with you. A little bit underrated. Christmas Baby Please Come Home.
Christmas playlist.
On mine for sure. Multiple versions.
Yeah. Get it on there. Okay, back over to me now. This one I think for me is huge. So I'm interested to see what you say about this. But this is Chris Rea with Driving Home for Christmas. Oh.
Yeah, this is the one on your list that I had to review on the Spotify playlist as well, and for that reason alone, I think a little bit underrated. I think it's not one that I hear that often played. I love this guy's voice. It's kind of got like a nice gravelly, little bit of a smoky kind of tone to it. And no, I was just thoroughly enjoying. I think I'd maybe have to listen to it once or twice to really get it in my head, which is not a bad thing. I don't think either. But I think slightly underrated. Not so much for the fact that I think it like should be at the top of every playlist, but I think it should be on the playlist. And I think oftentimes, at least the playlists I've been listening to and the ones I make, I don't think it makes it on there, and I think it should. So I'm going slightly underrated. Driving Home for Christmas, Chris Rea.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love this. This is one of the ones that, like, if I could only listen to one song for Christmas, I would happily listen to this. This is the kind of song, it makes me feel like giddy inside. I just like it. It makes me feel like it's Christmas, and it makes me just, it excites me. I just really, really like the song. I love the guy's voice. Like, absolutely fantastic musician. However, I do think it is quite appropriately popular here in the UK, maybe more so than it is in the US. So actually, for me, I think part of the reason I do love this song, because I'm torn, because on one side, I back it so much, I want to say it's underrated. But then I'm wondering, actually, is part of the reason I love it so much, kind of like what we were talking about before, the fact that it's actually in that perfect middle ground.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that I think this is properly rated.
Okay.
Because people do love it, and it comes on, and I know that I'm not going to be the only one that goes, oh, classic. Do you know what I mean? As soon as it starts playing. So I think it's in that perfect little spot of, actually just great middle ground. So I'm going to go with that. So I feel like we don't have the same answer there, but it's not as if we disagree. So I kind of like that.
I'm
pushing
on board.
the boat out a little bit.
And
okay, last one from you, gents. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, last one from me. And this is one we're all familiar with. All I Want for Christmas, Mariah Carey. Thoughts?
Oh, come on. I don't know. I think the thing is that, again, the song's a classic, and I think this is the only other song alongside Last Christmas by Wham that is going to be around for an age. Not a bad thing. It's a lovely tune. Mariah does incredibly well on this. What has been getting under my skin has been the build-up. I don't know about if you've seen all the adverts and the trailers for it's just a song being released that we know. I'm like, we get it, okay? We get it. You don't do anything else during the year, Mariah, and then you just film a few videos, and then suddenly it's like. So I think the song is properly rated, but like the build-up pre-December, massively overrated. Like, what are you doing? I get it that we're gonna be hearing this every single day for the next month. I get that. Just don't chuck it in my face. So the song properly rated, the build up overrated. Big time.
That's funny.
Big
I think I saw the other day that she makes $3 to $4 million per year from this one song.
That makes me sick.
Absolutely insane. I wish that was me.
The system
Can I make one song and make $3 million a year off that song?
What?
Absolutely incredible.
Honestly.
Just crazy. Yeah. Just crazy.
What's the cheat code that she has?
Dude.
I want to know it.
A hit, a Christmas hit. Yeah, I think this in the last, 2 decades is like the Christmas song. If you were going to say one song that owns Christmas, it's this one. So, I mean, for that reason alone, I think you can't say it's overrated or underrated. But like you said, I agree. The build-up, it's a bit much. And I wish we could just chill out slightly, but it's hard to argue with the numbers. You've got one more to close out our list.
I do. There was 2 options that I was juggling in my mind when I chose this last one for you, gents. One of them was by Justin Bieber, and it's the classic Mistletoe of the Toe.
Yeah.
That is not this one that I'm throwing your way, because this one is called Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I'm trying not to be a hater here. I think this song is trending upwards, I would say. And it's not a particularly new song, I don't think. If I had to guess, I would say 2015-ish. But I'm throwing out a guess there. But I think properly rated. It's not my favorite Christmas song, but I'm trying to be a little bit objective here. And I think it has all the elements we're looking for. It's very catchy. She's got a very incredible voice. I haven't seen Wicked yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I think even though not my favorite song, it still has to go on the playlist just because it must. That's just kind of where I'm at with it. And I think there's even other Christmas songs of hers that I prefer. But anyway, this one's just, it's one of those ones that you got to put there. And for that reason, it's properly rated.
2014 is when it was released.
I was close.
10 years this year.
Wow.
Which, you know what, fair play is impressive, because I think to get on any Christmas playlist, and especially a Christmas classic, you've got to be good. You do have to be good. You've got to be an earworm. You've got to be catchy. You've got to be something that people are going to remember. And I think the thing about it is, like I sometimes may sing this song as a bit of a joke and make fun of it. It's doing the job. It's like it's making me laugh and smile. So fair play. It's certainly not my favorite. I would probably say it's a little overrated. Ooh. I'd say this is something that you can have on the Christmas playlist, but it's got to be pretty far down there. Do you know what I mean? Like we're I know the bar's very high, so I'm trying not. I don't think I'm being too harsh when I say this, but it's definitely on the lesser half of the pile of bangers. Do you know what I mean? Like there's plenty of good music that we're getting to before we get to this. So yeah, slightly overrated in my personal opinion, gents.
That's wow, man, you've angered a whole mob.
I know. I'm so look. They're already knocking at my door. I'm terrified.
No, I think
sorry, Ariana.
We're both in danger for the Mariah Carey stuff.
Yeah, we absolutely are. Oh man, hey, no, look, that was great fun. Look, if you've been listening to this or watching this, then please do send us your thoughts on these 8 tracks that we've gone through, or just a few of them, or maybe just send your own in to us and be like, guys, what do you think about this? We'd love to do this again, because that was so much fun, Jensen.
That was great.
Hats off to you for the idea. Look, this has been an absolutely great time. This has been a Spowned It Christmas special. I'm not going to say what Jensen said before, because surely we're not going to trademark that. But look, whenever you are listening to this, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from your Spowned It boys. We really do appreciate all your support and love this year. It's been a joy, and it's been a journey, and it will continue to be a journey, because we're not going anywhere. But Jens, thanks for today, man. All the love in the world. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'm looking forward to the next one. See you soon. Boom. That was fun.